So sometimes the universe just takes care of itself. And you gotta believe that. And here's why. I just got off the phone. Guy hit me up on Facebook Messenger. And he wants that truck, that rear end, that transmission. Now, I pulled the transmission out, told you I was going to sell it for a core. And I thought about taking the rear end out of it. But then I thought some more. That's an awful lot of work, getting this thing on a trailer, getting the rear end off, getting the trailer. No. So I was going to haul this thing to the junk. Wait, it sits right there. This guy calls me, offers me a price. I'm going to take this whole mess off my hands, put a little money in my pocket. Not going to get rich off the deal, but I ain't got to do nothing but shove it outside and wait for him to come get it. So that's what I'm going to do. This thing out of my life. Thank God. Today on RICO'S Garage, got our engine sitting here swinging from the cherry picker because we haven't built an engine stand for it just yet. But this thing is a scoungy, nasty mess. And what I'm going to do now is take off everything not really essential. You know, this decorative cover here, all the wiring. I'm going to pull as much of it off as we can. Get it down to the bare lung block and go from there. So here we go. It might seem kind of crazy to some of you that we just hacked and thrashed and cut and chopped to get this out, and now we're actually being a little more methodical about it. But what you got to remember, now we're getting into the part of we're going to use some of this stuff and some we're going to trash, but we're not quite sure. So from here on out, unless we know it's trash, we're going to methodically, step by step, remove it, put it over on the pallet racking, and then it'll be a project for another day to go through it. Like this wiring harness, I've probably got a couple hours of sitting down and tracing wires, figuring out what I'm going to use, what I'm not going to use. So for right now, I'm removing it just like I'm going to use everything. Clearly notice that our Cummins is in the back of our Silverado. And you're thinking, how did that happen? You just started tearing it apart. Well, we had a little malfunction yesterday, and the memory card on the camera filled up without me knowing about it. So for probably about an hour or so, I was talking to the camera, blabbling like an idiot, and nothing was being filmed. So we have a gap in the footage, and for that I apologize. But, not to worry, before I went too far, figured it out. Went and bought another card last night, which is now in the camera. The engine is loaded in the truck. Let's take your YouTube audience to work day, and let's get in the truck, take this Cummins over to the shop that I work at, and get all this scourge washed off. sometimes that's just how it works. You gotta roll the dice. That's what we're gonna do. But before we put the behemoth on this stand, and I'll be honest with you, I really have my doubts. I'm gonna be surprised if it works as good as they say it should. But we'll try it. So we're gonna put old Bessie here on a little weight reduction surgery. Take some parts off of it and get it a little bit lighter, and then we'll transfer it over to the stand and we'll begin the teardown. The important thing to remember when you're dealing with large, heavy objects suspended by Chinese steel, make sure you suspend it as precariously and sketchy as possible, because you don't just want it to just fall a little bit. It's got to come crashing down. I mean, if your death doesn't make the news, then it's all for naught. You might as well have a good story to go behind it. This is not going to be fun. Wrestling the engine on the stand is always the worst freaking part. If only there was another way. But you know what? Try something. Put a clapper in this shop when I built it. Let's see if it works. And you thought all I did was turn up the lights. Now that we're on a stand, let's get some of this other stuff off here. It's awful sketchy. Let's carefully get some stuff off of here. Wow. Now for the part I've not been looking forward to. These exhaust manifold bolts. Now I have had them soaking in penetrating oil pretty much from the word go. As soon as I started just made on this truck, I started soaking them. Before I pressure washed it, I soaked them, and just now before I put it on the stand, I soaked them. What happens, not only does this cavity right here fill up with rust, but the threads go all up in the cast, and then it also seizes right in here. Excuse me. Now, I've seen guys before, if they're not going to use the manifold, they'll just take a cutoff wheel, buzz right across here, snap the bolt off, and then wrestle it out with vice grips. I would like to reuse this manifold, and I'm going to try to get these bolts out. So, I'm going to start center, work my way out, try to minimize warping as much as possible. Hopefully the penetrating oil done some good. Cross your fingers. See what happens. First thing we need to do is get the right size socket. Now I don't just want to get stupid and put the impact on it and risk twisting it off. So we're going to put our 3/8 ratchet on here and just give her a little shaky. Sometimes the tapping helps to break it free. 1 of 12. And yes, we are going to order some new ones. Okay. Let's get them loose. We can impact them from there. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what victory looks like. Yes. I got no idea where we're at in the sequence, and I don't want to even make the cut for the editing or whatnot. But engine's on the stand. We're going to keep working on getting this Cummins tore apart, ready for the rebuild. The end goal is to put that truck right back there. It's probably the first time some of you seen it. There she is. Get back, tear this thing apart. I think next I'm going to take the timing cover off so I can get it in time. Then we'll probably follow with the head, and then pin the pump. And I want to get it tore down at least far enough that I can get some parts for it. Because today's Wednesday. Friday coming up is Black Friday, and that's when they're having some deals going on. Get the parts a little cheaper. So, let's talk more work. Guess we'll find out when we tear into it a little further. But now I'm going to pin the pump. On our Bosch P pump here, before we go any farther taking the gear off, or even removing it for that matter, if you go right on the side, you see your fuel shutoff lever right here. Go down from there, there's this cap, 15/16 socket fits it. We're going to crack this loose and remove it. And we're going to lose some more. We're going to remove this plug, lose one oil, and drop the flag in the bucket. Okay. Good enough. Flag that. Screw this back in place. That will keep our pump in time. It's just a reference point for when we put it back together. Granted, when I go to do the governor springs and the other stuff, I'm going to take that out and rotate the pump. But for now, we want to know that pump is in time. And that's the way that it goes back together. That's all I'm going to do with our pump for now. We'll work on getting this head off of here. I'm going to leave our lift chain because this head's heavy, and that's how I'm going to take it. That's how I'm going to take it off. this came apart. So I'm going to build something. Hang on just a second. This JK is going to donate to the cause. We had to put a new coolant fan on JK. This box is going to be a diagram for the cylinder head. I'm going to mark front. Lay out all the parts as they came off. Doing head bolts, rocker stands, push tubes. I'll poke a couple holes in our box over there. Put the push tubes in order. Put the rocker stands in order. And then we'll kind of go from there. Appears to be standard bore. I'll measure a little better once it's cleaned up. That's about all the time I can cram into this week's episode. I really wanted to show you more in-depth teardown, but that's just going to make the video way too long. And as you can see, I've already got it all taken apart. When I started this teardown video, I really wanted to show you every step of the way, but that's just too much footage. I'm not sure what next week's video is going to be yet. I may just show you what a 350,000 mile Cummins looks like once it's apart. You'll also notice it's on a different stand. I'll get into some more detail about that. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the first part of the teardown. I time-lapsed through a lot of it. A lot of it's pretty dry, boring stuff. And unfortunately, now that it's apart, we're into even more dry and boring stuff. There's hours of cleaning yet. This block is probably going to eat up most of today. Cleaning all the gasket surfaces, got to hone the cylinders and all that other stuff. And anyway, I appreciate you watching. Give that thumbs up button some love. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's going to be plenty more content down the road. Not just Cummins related stuff either. Get into more of the off-road and stuff. We're going to get into the square body here. Got some Jeep projects going on. My Jeep, Chad's Jeep, Sean's Jeep, a whole bunch of other stuff I haven't shown you yet. So hit that subscribe button, and from what I'm hearing from some of my subscribers, if you don't hit the little bell notification that's up here somewhere, or maybe down there, I don't know where they put it, but you have to subscribe and you have to hit the bell because YouTube isn't really sure that you want to watch this stuff. So hit that bell and that'll give you a notification whenever we post a new video. Thanks for watching. Get off the computer, get out there, work on your stuff, and I'm going to do the same, and I'll catch you next week. Right here on the side, if you follow your fuel shutoff lever down, you'll clearly see that I have the wrong size socket.